Our History Center is also celebrating Indiana's bicentennial. Throughout the year, the center will share many historic items with us for its 200 at 200 event. You can find out more about those items on our website, wayne.com. And this morning, we're joined by Todd Pelfrey from the History Center with one of those items. Good morning.
Good morning, Todd.
Good morning.
Good to
Great
have
to
you.
be back.
What do we have here?
Well, in October, our monthly theme shifts to Govern and Serve. We're featuring local government operations and public services, and also how grand federal legislation can have a direct and significant impact on local history. With the passage of the 18th Amendment in 1919 and the following enforcement legislation with the Volstead Act in 1920, our nation entered a period known as Prohibition.
Which lasted an infamous period.
An infamous period figures popularly in national nostalgia. And although most of the criminal operations were related to the well-known bootleggers and moonshiners like Al Capone and bank robbers as John Dillinger, all of whom passed through Fort Wayne, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
A number of operations were actually, illegal operations were experienced on the residential and domestic level, such as this piece that we have here.
Okay, so this is actually some equipment that was used to make alcohol?
Absolutely, yes. This is a home distilling system created locally, used locally, and is exceptionally rare because not only was this obviously illegal throughout the 1930s during Prohibition, but the distillation of alcohol beverages remains illegal throughout the United States today.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so this piece was made by a local furnace and HVAC vent installer by the name of George Hebner. He appears to have been a real live wire, a real daredevil, a popular motorcycle racer, balloon parachutist, and in his spare time he was known to make these stills, not only for himself but for his friends. And what also is fascinating is that the History Center has a number of photos in its collection showing various raids throughout the 1920s and early 1930s of stills throughout Allen County. And many of those confiscated stills bear an uncanny resemblance to those produced by George. So we know that he created quite a few for his friends and clients.
So how does, I mean, it goes from there to here, and then comes through there, and then there comes out on the other side here?
Right, yeah, there's three main components. This here, the copper boiler, which feeds into the copper piping, also known as the worm, and then the evaporated alcohol drips down through the worm, through the condenser, and then out the side.
This dates from the early 1900s, right?
Right, this was made right around 1930.
How did the History Center come about acquiring this item? Like, was it donated?
Great question, yeah. And what makes these so rare is, again, not only were they illegal for much of the 20th century, but throughout the early periods of the 1940s, during the World War II scrap drives, a number of stills were scrapped during the scrap metal drives. This piece was saved by George's family, later passed down to his son, who donated it to the History Center in 1995.
Very cool, as always. Well, thank you, Todd, and we'll look forward to the next item.
That's right.
Thanks, Todd.
200 at 200 runs all year long, and you can see this item you can see a new item every Saturday. I'm distracted. Maybe we were making
Does this
something.
make coffee?
Every month right here we'll feature a new item.